Good morning and welcome back to the Four Door Savage YouTube channel. You're going to see behind me the red car, the Dodge. We got the Mustang done. It's all ready to go. The Donk is done. It's out of here. That 71 Impala. It's all ready to go. It's out there doing things. We got this red car. You haven't seen it since last year. We're going to do some upgrades to it. Going to pull the motor, pull the trans. We're going overdrive, freshen up the motor if it needs anything. Let's see what else. We're doing a fuel tech on it, doing some electronics upgrades, a little bit of fuel system changes, and a full roll cage in this car with some good seat belts and seats. So let's take a look. I'm going to show you what we're all going to do, what we're going to pull out of this thing. Let's get started. We just put valve springs on it and rocker arms, push rods. We've got a spare set of pistons with tool steel rings for it, some pretty serious nitrous units. This thing's been running about 10 years since I built the motor last. It's been a little while, things doing pretty good, but just time to freshen it up and go into this thing and give it a good spice. We're going overdrive. Right now this has a 727. It's a 3-speed transmission with a trans brake. It's all Dodge powered. Small block Chrysler, small block Chrysler transmission, 8 3/4 Mopar rear end. It's all Dodge. We're gonna pull these seats out. We're gonna go with some aluminum race seats with covers. Get rid of the tack, the shift light, get these gauges out of here, move the charging for the cell phones, your nitrous progressive controller, get that out of there. It's all going to be in the fuel tech, and that fuel tech's going to be up here on the dash, so you get a nice steering column mount for it. Everything's pretty well nicely done though. This car is super sweet, doesn't need a lot that way. Nice interior and everything, but we're going to put a nice cage in it, make it safer. Maybe some Vikings on the rear. Just to give you an idea, this thing's on a 28.9. It's not even on a 10.5. You really can't fit a 10.5 on this car too well. It's all stock stuff underneath it. Take a look, the shocks, just factory type shocks. And here's what's done so far. Motor's out. You'll get to see this in high speed here in a minute. You can, if you want to watch it that far, let's take this thing apart. We've got motor out. A lot of the wiring removed on the car. The panel that was in there, used to be ignition boxes, all that is off. I'll show you here in a moment. Gonna make a panel. It goes right there and covers all of that. Gonna move that power bulkhead, move that power bulkhead. The wiring harness bulkhead was there. Took that inside, gonna run that in and through the fender well. So this thing's gonna be completely flat. The wiring for the wiper motor, they're just going to come in through a nice bulkhead under here. Don't really see that. So really this thing will be completely flat. Got to weld holes shut. We're going to move the fuel lines, weld holes like that shut, and just really smooth this firewall, make it super nice. Gonna make some panels to cover up the wiring track, weld in some holes, you know, just fix it up. Probably pour 15, paint that. I'll show you the inside. Seats out. Dash all taken apart, wiring hanging out as per usual. There's a lot more, but this is the end of dewiring it, of course. Now you can see the gauges are all missing. They're all gone there. Progressive controller's gone. Left the switch panel in there. It's gonna get a cage, so now's a good time with the seats out and everything to be able to, you know, get the carpet out, you know, weld the plates in, and start putting the, you know, the roll cage in. Here's a bundle of parts from that's coming out. So the fuel tech will control the nitrous ramp, the retards. We're gonna go with a different ignition system and coil and sell these old parts, and some of that'll offset the cost, whatever. But somebody can use this. It's a perfectly good 7AL, you know, digital 7531 box. Really nice unit right there. That'll handle a bunch of power. Everything else is just in the trunk. Best place for it. Those are those super sweet Harlan Sharp roller rockers. Those are actually billet. Super nice. Got everything in here. That's what we've done. Here you go. I'll put this in high speed so it doesn't bore you to death. See you at the end. Okay, we got the motor and trans out. That is a lot heavier than it looks, for sure. This thing was really sketchy, so I had to push this thing off to the side and basically have Phil stand on the back. He's a little heavier. Stand on the back of this thing so it doesn't go tacoing on us. Anyways, got it out. Valve train looks superb on this thing. We're gonna break the motor and trans apart. We're going to take this transmission over to converter Dave. He's going to go through it, freshen it up, and we've got a friend of ours just going to need this thing here as we go with an overdrive. Next upgrade, overdrive. Put the motor on stand, break the motor down, see what's inside of there. Gonna make some changes on the car, clean up the firewall a little bit, take these pieces of random piece of hardware out and weld holes shut, grind them flat, do a bunch of body work, make it nice, fix all these. Like this is just not doing anything, I don't think. Stuff like that, weld it up. A little boogered up from years of the headers going in and out, stuff like that. So, you know, just, it looks super nice. If you squint, you know, we like to say, if you squint, it's mint. Anyways, now you want it to squint, it'll be really nice and pretty. Get this thing broke down. As always, remember, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate your help getting this channel out there. You can see some more cool content like this, and you never know what surprises this thing might have in store. We may change our mind and do some things different along the way. Thanks again. See you on the next one.